You are sitting somewhere right now with a question quietly sitting inside your chest. A question you may not say out loud, but it follows you when the room becomes silent and the lights are turned off. You wonder whether small actions really matter, whether 1 minute of your life can truly make a difference, whether change is reserved only for those who are already confident, powerful, or gifted. You may believe that transformation requires hours of struggle, years of sacrifice, or some extraordinary talent you do not yet see in yourself. But let me ask you gently, if a single wrong decision can change the direction of a life forever, why can a single right decision not begin a change just as powerful? Many young minds believe that life changes suddenly, dramatically, like a lightning strike that alters everything in one moment. They wait for motivation to arrive like a guest. They wait for confidence to appear like a certificate. They wait for clarity to fall from the sky. This belief quietly steals days, months, and sometimes entire years. The truth I want you to consider today may feel uncomfortable at first, but it is honest. Your life does not change in grand moments. It changes in very small, almost invisible moments that you repeat with sincerity. I want to speak to you not as someone standing above you, but as someone who has walked with uncertainty, simplicity, failure, and hope. By the end of this time together, I want you to feel lighter, clearer, and more responsible for your own future. I want you to understand how 1 minute practiced with awareness for 7 days can slowly begin to rearrange the way you think, the way you act, and the way you see yourself. This is not a miracle. This is something more powerful. This is a method that respects your effort and your dignity. When I was a young boy growing up in Rameswaram, my world was simple. The sea taught me rhythm. The temple bells taught me discipline, and my parents taught me values without long speeches. We did not have wealth, but we had purpose. Every day began early, not because someone forced us, but because the day itself felt sacred. In that simplicity, I learned something very important, though I did not realize it at the time. Life is shaped quietly. It does not announce its lessons with noise. There was a time when I carried newspapers before sunrise to support my family. It was not glamorous work. It did not come with applause. Yet those moments trained something inside me that no classroom could. Responsibility, self-respect, and the understanding that dignity comes from effort, not position. Each morning, I gave a few minutes to my duty. And those minutes slowly gave me a mindset that lasted a lifetime. Later, when I worked with teams of scientists and engineers, when success came and when failure came, the same principle followed me. One of the most difficult moments of my professional life was the failure of the SLV-3 launch. Years of preparation ended in disappointment within seconds. Many people saw only failure that day, but inside that moment was a quiet 1 minute decision that mattered more than the event itself. The decision to take responsibility, to protect the confidence of young scientists, and to treat failure as a teacher, not a verdict. That decision changed not just a mission, but many lives. From these experiences and from the thoughts I later shared in books like Wings of Fire, Ignited Minds, India 2020, and Turning Points, one truth has remained constant. Transformation begins when awareness meets action, even in the smallest measure. This is why I want to share something very simple with you today, something that does not require money, permission, or special circumstances. For 1 minute each day, for 7 days, I want you to sit still and ask yourself one honest question. Not a question about marks or money or comparison. Ask yourself, what kind of person am I becoming through my daily action? Do not answer quickly. Do not judge yourself harshly. Just observe. This 1 minute is not about planning the future. It is about meeting yourself as you are. You may think this is too simple to matter. Your mind may say that sitting quietly cannot compete with the noise of the world. But let me remind you of something important. Every rocket that reaches space begins with stillness. Every great idea is born in silence before it finds expression. Without reflection, effort becomes directionless. As you practice this 1 minute each day, you will begin to notice small shifts. You may realize that some habits you thought were harmless are slowly pulling you away from your goals. You may notice that you avoid certain responsibilities, not because you are incapable, but because you are afraid of discomfort. This awareness may feel uncomfortable at first. That is a sign that growth has begun. I want to speak directly to your fear of failure. Many students carry this fear silently. They fear disappointing their parents, their teacher, or themselves. They fear being average in a world that celebrates only extremes. But failure is not your enemy. In my own life, failure was often the beginning of clarity. It taught me humility, teamwork, and resilience. What truly harms you is not failure, but avoidance. If you come from a small town, a modest family, or a background that the world does not celebrate, remember this. The value of a seed is not measured by the size of the field it begins in. It is measured by its willingness to grow despite obstacles. India's strength has always come from ordinary people doing extraordinary work with sincerity. Confusion about the future is natural. It means your mind is searching. Do not mistake confusion for weakness. What matters is whether you continue moving, learning, and reflecting. That 1 minute each day is a way of gently guiding yourself without pressure. Along with reflection, there are practical lessons I want you to hold close. First, respect time. Even 1 minute treated seriously can train discipline. Second, align small actions with big values. Integrity practiced in private builds strength in public. Third, accept responsibility before seeking recognition. Leadership begins with accountability. Fourth, learn continuously, not just for exams, but for understanding life. Fifth, serve something larger than yourself. Service gives meaning to effort. As the days pass, you will feel something change. Not loudly, but steadily. Your confidence will not come from comparison, but from consistency. Your focus will sharpen because you are no longer running from yourself. This is how character is built, not in moments of celebration, but in moments of honesty. I want you to imagine the future of this nation shaped by young minds who think deeply, act responsibly, and care sincerely. India does not need perfect individuals. It needs committed citizens who are willing to improve themselves daily. Nation building does not begin in parliament or laboratories alone. It begins in the inner discipline of its youth. When you give 1 minute to reflection, you are voting for the future with your time. You are saying that your life deserves attention. You are saying that your actions matter. If millions of young people did this consistently, imagine the collective clarity and strength that would emerge. You are not powerless. You are not late. You are not insignificant. You are a work in progress, and progress requires patience. Begin with 1 minute. Protect it. Honor it. Let it guide you gently. As we conclude, remember this quietly powerful thought. Small actions, when repeated with sincerity, create extraordinary lives. If this message gave you clarity or strength, share it with another student who may need it. Like this message, support this journey, and subscribe so that together we continue spreading ideas that build strong minds and responsible futures.